Hi everyone, I'm Natasha, and I am grateful and honored that you've decided to join me today. Now, today I'll be sharing a practice that's designed to challenge your core and also your balance. And it's really great both physically, of course, and also mentally, because it helps you really cultivate the calm, equanimous mind that is really a large part of practicing yoga. We tend to get really caught up on the physical asana of yoga here in the West, but it's a deeply spiritual practice. And going through these difficult balancing poses helps you maintain a calm, level mind, because you have to, or else you can't hold the pose. And you need to be able to sort of get over yourself. Hey everyone, I'm Natasha, and thanks so much for joining me. I'm thankful and honored that you're here. Now today I'm going to be sharing a practice that focuses on your core and also balance. And both of these are incredibly important, both to your physical body and also the spiritual journey of yoga. Now, balancing poses, and you need core strength to do them, help you cultivate a calm, equanimous mind. And they also help you accept where your body is today and what you can do today. It may sound sort of strange, but actually the reason I'm sharing this practice today is because my balance has been really off for the last week. I'm still getting over the tail end of a cold. I've been very congested, and that definitely messes with my balance. So you may see me fall out of some of these poses today, and we're not doing anything too crazy because, well, I am falling out of poses today. But that's just part of yoga. You know, it's a journey. It's not about what you could do last week or what you hope to be able to do next week. It's about accepting what you can do today. So even though this will be particularly challenging for me today, and you may see me fall out of some things, I really hope that you enjoy this practice, and that you, when you fall out of a pose, that you can laugh at yourself, get back into the pose, and just not worry about it. Don't let it get to your head. Really take the time to cultivate that balanced mind, the calm, equanimous mind in the pose, and realize that life is life, and it doesn't always go exactly according to plan. We're going to get started by getting in touch with the breath. So just come to a comfortable seated position. You can sit up on a block if you'd like, on a cushion, on a blanket. I actually really like sitting in Thunderbolt or Seiza, as you may be familiar with it being called in martial arts. So wherever you want to sit, just get comfortable. Try to sit up nice and tall, maintaining the neutral spinal alignment instead of hunching over. So nice and tall, hands coming down to your lap. Close your eyes and just breathe. As you become more aware of your breath, try to match your inhales and your exhales to make them the same length. Feel the tension melting out of your body as you focus your mind on your breath. And here in this moment, try to simply be, without worrying about what you were just doing or what you need to do next. And as your mind becomes still and calm, Try to remember this feeling so that you can carry it with you through the rest of the practice and hopefully the rest of your day. Slowly open your eyes. And if you're sitting like I am or up on something really tall, you may want to come down to the floor. And we're just going to start warming up the spine with some rotations here. So inhale, coming forward. Get your whole body involved. Get your arms involved too. You can bend at the elbows, but try to keep your sits bones down on the floor. Exhale, back. Inhale as you come forward. Now let's do 3 more. Just go at your own pace with the rhythm of your own breath. Right, now let's go the other way. So let's go backwards and forwards. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we are going to be working a lot today on the core and balance, as I said. So let's start to warm up the core and the shoulders. Come into your hands and knees plank, also known as tabletop. Trying to get your wrists, elbows, and shoulders stacked and your knees kind of under your hips. Now here, don't let your belly sag. Don't let everything go. Keep it all engaged. So engage the core, tuck the tailbone lightly, and really activate through the shoulders, broadening across the back, pushing up. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now here we are going to start dropping in the shoulders, a sort of scat push-up, if you will, but keep this engaged. So exhale, dipping into the shoulders. Inhale, up. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Now warming up the shoulders even more, only this time we're going to press it forward so that your shoulders come out towards your fingertips. Inhale back, forward, and back, forward, and back, forward, and back. Remember to keep your core engaged. Forward, and back. All right, from here, let's exhale back into child's pose. Inhale up into your hands and knees plank. Exhale back. Let's hang out here for a second in child's pose, giving the shoulders a little break. Inhale it. Back to all fours, tuck the toes, send the tailbone high, and press back into your first downward facing dog. Now here in down dog, remember, it's actually not about getting your legs straight and heels on the ground. It's about getting your sits bones high. So engage the core instead of drooping like that. Engage the core, pulling the sits bones up, and don't be afraid to bend the knees if you need to. This is all about where your body is today. Give your ears some room. You don't need to be here. Set your shoulders back into the sockets. Now from here, let's drop the knees back down. Going to do a little bit more work here, moving more into the core and balance. So making sure that you're nice and stacked up here in the front, send the right leg back. And on the inhale, you're going to lift it up. Try to keep this elbow from bending. It can be easy to kind of bend into it. Keep your elbows straight, shoulders over wrists, leg pressing up, but without letting the hip open up. So this hip is still wrapping down. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And let's inhale and hold it up. Keep holding. And down. Let's come back into child's pose for a moment. Inhale back to all fours, and it's time for the left side. So extend the left leg back and inhale it up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Try to keep the core engaged, so don't swoop down like that. Keep the core engaged. Leg lifted. And down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Brief child's pose here. You can bring your arms back if you'd like to let those shoulders relax and to fix your wardrobe. Back onto all fours. And now moving even more into the balance. So right leg back, but this time on the inhale, you're also going to take your left arm up. So inhale up. Try to get one nice long line all the way from toes to fingers. And let's come down. Now the other side. Left leg, right arm. Inhale up. Nice long line. Gazing usually slightly ahead of your left hand here onto your mat. It's the best place for balance. And down. Now from here, we are going to press back into our downward facing dog. Let's inhale forward to a full plank. Exhale, chaturanga down, so elbows hugging in, but let's come all the way down, bringing the hands forward and then inhaling up into a baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale up to baby cobra. Exhale down. From here, let's press back into downward facing dog for just a moment. Then bring your gaze forward and step or hop it so that you're at the top of your mat. And then come down into a forward fold. Now here, if you feel tension in your hamstrings, in your back, bend your knees generously as much as you need to relieve that tension. Inhale up to standing. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Now you can stay at the top of your mat. I'm just going to come over this way so you can see me better as we move into tree pose. So let's begin on the left leg. Shift your weight over and really make sure you feel your weight pressing into all 4 corners of your foot. So you're not back on your heel and you're also not death gripping your toes. Really let your weight be distributed evenly and activate through the standing leg, drawing up on the kneecap, using your quads to protect the knee. If you feel like you're hyperextending, like you're locking out that joint, go ahead and maintain a slight bend in the knee on purpose to help protect it. Let's inhale, getting nice and tall, bringing the right foot to the inside of the left leg. And you can bring it anywhere you'd like on your leg, except don't press it straight into your knee. That's pretty bad for your knee. I'm going to come all the way up here, pressing that knee out and keeping this leg and hip activated instead of dipping over like that. Keep everything nice and activated. Hands can be wherever you need them for balance. Keeping the core engaged, tailbone lightly tucked instead of arching, rounding in the back. If you focus on a steady gazing point several feet in front of you, something that is not moving, it really helps you balance. So if I seem like I'm staring off into space, I am. Now, bonus hip opener here, a standing pigeon pose. So if you can, without putting your foot on the mat, bring your right foot over and hook your ankle over your thigh above your knee. Flex the foot to protect the knee, and then send your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Now here, once again, don't let your back round like that. You don't want this. You want to keep it arching up. So I'll show you from the side. Knee pressing out, sending hips back, chest arching up. If you start to round in the back, lift yourself a little bit higher until you can keep your chest arching up. It's a lot of work for that left leg, so you might want to shake it out a little bit. That's fine. Then we're going to come on over to the right side. Shifting the weight over to the right, drawing the foot up wherever you need it to be today. Pressing the knee out, activating through the standing leg. Nice and tall. If balance is tricky for you today, putting your arms out may help. If balance is easy for you today, extending your arms up might give you an added challenge. And that was too much of a challenge for me today. Told you I'm congested. So from here, we're going to come back into that standing pigeon. So hooking the left ankle under the right thigh, hands in prayer, sending the hips back, foot flexed, chest up. And standing up. Now you probably already are at the top of your mat, but if you're not, come on up. Inhale up, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bringing it back into your downward facing dog. Now from here, we're going to inhale the right leg up and open up the hips, bringing the knee, trying to make it the highest point on your body. But also try to keep your shoulders square, so don't let them open up like that. And don't let your back arch like that. Keep your core engaged as you use your glutes to lift your knee even higher. Come on into our three-legged dog. So this leg comes straight and extended, right hip wrapping down and trying to keep level in the hips as well as the shoulders. Hips and toes pointed to the ground, but leg lifted. Inhale, shifting forward onto the ball of the left foot, bringing the right knee to the right elbow. Exhale, up. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, up. Inhale, knee across the body to the left elbow. Inhale, up. Bringing your gaze forward and drawing your foot up in between your hands, coming up into your high lunge. Now here, make sure that your knee is over your ankle. And keep your hips pointed forward. So not like this, not letting the hips open up to the side, but forward. You can keep your hands here or bring them to heart center. As you let your hips drop towards the mat, draw your ribs up and think about increasing the space between your pelvis and your ribs. For an added balance challenge, inhale the arms up and lift the gaze, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, palms to the mat, sending it back to downward facing dog. You can stay in downward facing dog, or you can move through a flow here by inhaling forward to plank, exhaling down to chaturanga. This time let's do a full cobra, so hands under shoulders. Inhale, lifting the chest, legs stay on the mat and elbows bent. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's move through that on the left side. So inhale the left leg up, bending the knee, trying not to arch to the back, keeping the core engaged, knee lifted. Dropping the hip down and extending the leg so the hips are square, hips and toes pointed towards the mat, leg lifted, three-legged dog. Inhale, coming onto the ball of your right foot, left knee to left elbow. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, knee to opposite elbow. Exhale, back. Inhale, looking forward, stepping that left foot forward between the hands, coming up into a high lunge. Once again, hips forward, not out, knee over ankle. Keeping nice and tall in the back. Inhaling the arms up or keeping them down if you need to. Let's exhale, hands down to the mat, back into downward facing dog, staying here or inhaling forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Try to stay off the mat this time and come all the way up into upward facing dog. And then going back to downward facing dog. From here, let's inhale forward to plank and do those same scapular push-ups that we did before. So exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. I know it's tough, only two more. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. You can drop your knees and come back into child's pose. And from here, let's come back into plank. Scoot your left hand a little bit forward and then rotate over onto the outside of your left foot, coming into side plank. Now, if you need to, you can keep this foot down. That's fine. Or try to stack your feet. Open your hips up. Hand can stay here or come up. Make sure to keep that shoulder going back, not tilting forward. And you can gaze forward, or for an extra balance challenge, up. Keep the hips lifted, not sagging down, lifted nice and high. Excellent. Right hand down to the mat, slightly forward of where you'd have in a regular plank. Rotating onto the outside of your right foot, stacking your foot, shoulder open, arm here or lifted. Hand back down. Let's chaturanga down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Now, next we're going to be doing another side plank, but I'll be doing a tree pose variation of side plank. If side plank was challenging enough for you, that is fine. Do side plank again. Or you can join me in the tree pose side plank if you're feeling up to it today. So, coming into your plank, shifting your left hand forward a little bit. Same thing we just did, only drawing the right foot up onto the left thigh and pressing the knee out, just like in tree pose. Of course, making sure to keep the hips pressing up, knee out, shoulder out. And coming back to all fours. Shifting over to the right side now. Coming onto the outside of the right foot. Shifting the weight onto the right arm. Drawing the left foot up onto the left thigh, just as in tree pose. And extending the arm up. Hips up, spine nice and long. Don't arch around in the spine. And coming back to plank. And you can go to downward facing dog or child's pose, or you can come with me to chaturanga. Upward facing. And downward facing. Take a moment to walk the dog if you need to, pedal your legs, see how things feel. Do they feel different than the way they did when you started this a few minutes ago? Just a couple more standing balance poses. So, looking forward, step or hop it forward. From here, you can stay at the front of your mat. I'm going to come on over so you can see me a little bit better. Now, these are fairly challenging, so if you fall out, no big deal. Laugh at yourself, get back into it. Don't be mad at yourself, don't judge yourself. Just accept where you are today. So once again, starting on the left foot, activating through the standing leg, shifting the weight on over. We're going to draw the knee into the chest, hugging it in with both hands. Now you can stay here, or you can keep that left hand on the shin and open the right hand back into a twist. And here you can bring your gaze to the back for an added challenge. Now for an added balance challenge, you can grab onto your big toe, hooking it with your peace fingers, those two fingers on your right hand, and extending the right leg forwards. Excuse me, the peace fingers of the left hand. And then coming back down. You can shake out that standing leg a little bit if you need to. That's fine. Ready for the second side? So we're going to shift the weight on over to the right. Drawing the left knee into the chest. Staying here if you need to, or releasing the left hand and opening backwards. Make sure to keep the core engaged, spine nice and long. And if you'd like, hooking the left big toe with the right peace fingers, extending the left leg.
Now, for some reason, my audio actually cut out at this point in the video, so sorry if the words don't match up absolutely perfectly from here on out. But once you come back down, releasing your foot to the ground, if you're not already at the front of your mat, come back up to the front of your mat and inhale your arms up, exhale, down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping it back into downward facing dog. Taking a minute here to make any little adjustments, pedal it out a little bit. Whatever you'd like to do to see how your body and mind feel now at the end of the practice compared to how they did at the beginning of practice. Bring your gaze forward and then step your feet forward so you come to a sitting position. From here, lying down onto the mat, hugging your knees into your chest, maybe rocking slightly side to side. You thought the core work was over, but it isn't. Keeping the right knee hugging in, send the left leg out, hovering it over the mat, drawing your nose or forehead area towards your knee, shoulders off the mat, core engaged. Hugging both knees into the chest again. And switching legs, so right leg hovering, left knee hugging towards the chest, shoulders lifted, core engaged. Both knees back into the chest, releasing the shoulders down to the mat. Feet coming down to the mat about 1.5 feet away from your body, allowing the knees to open, hands just coming to rest on your hips, a gentle hip opener here. Hugging the knees into the chest again, dropping them over to the left side, left hand resting on the legs, right arm out, gaze over the right arm. Try to keep that right shoulder down on the ground. Hugging the knees back into the chest, and then dropping them down over to the right. Right hand on your thigh, left arm extended and gaze over to the left. Knees into the chest. Take a moment to give yourself a compliment. Tell yourself thank you for taking this time to treat yourself well, to nourish and nurture your body, your mind, and your spirit. Extend your legs down, arms coming to the mat, palms up as you come into Shavasana. Here, take a minute to relax fully. Scan your body all the way from your toes to the crown of your head, searching for any tension or stress, and if you find it, letting it go.
When you're ready, slowly begin to move your fingers and toes, restoring life to the body. Then, keeping your eyes closed, roll over onto your side and draw yourself up into like a fetal type position. Then slowly press yourself up to seated, drawing your hands to prayer and slowly opening your eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope that you enjoyed this sequence, enjoyed challenging your balance, and also cultivating that calm, equanimous mind. And I really hope that that focus that you had to feel to maintain those balancing postures, that you can carry that with you into your day, into your week, into your life. And I also hope that if you fell out of the pose, you had a laugh at yourself and got back into it without judging yourself. If you have a moment, please do take the time to like, comment, subscribe. I'd really appreciate comments. I'd like to know what sorts of videos you would like to see. Because of course I want to create things that you want to see, but I can't know what those are unless you let me know. So please do. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.